Hello everyone and welcome to Day Trader S&P 500. Today is Monday, September 25, 2023. This is Dale Woodson, editor of Woodson Wave Report and the YouTube channel Day Trader S&P 500. As always, we want to get our YouTube subscribers caught up with what our newsletter subscribers have received every day, sometimes more than once a day. Let's start with the US 10-year. I want to make this bigger, get a better look at it. You can see here we've been looking at this third wave. It depends on which degree of trend you want, the blue or the black. But you can see we had a 1 up, a 2 down, and 3 was equal to 1 right there at 4.514, and it just about has touched it. It's less than an hour to the open of the cash market here. So this is live on Monday morning there. So again, higher rates for longer. Okay, whether the Fed raises them or not, they will follow this chart, which leads and the Fed follows. Okay, enough with that. Let's get into the S&P. I want to show you the hourly chart. Okay, do we need the daily? No, we don't. That's not even the daily. The hourly chart here, we have this Fibonacci time zone with these blue targets, these blue Fibonacci time targets. That's something I found here on TradingView recently. It's a little different than the Fibonacci time spiral, which I've been doing since the 1990s. Anyway, wave 1 hit right on the 1.00 from the B wave high back in July. Wave 2 up hit on the 1.618, and the 2.618 points to September 26 as far as time is concerned. As far as price, wave 3 gains equality with wave 1 at 42.70. We have a 1.272 at 41.96, a 1.414 at 41.58, and a 1.618 at 41.03. That's the S&P cash, and this is the 10-minute, and you can see we have a 1 down, a 2 up, and we got a 1 and a 2 of 3. So this is a 3 of 3 at 3 degrees of trend, and we've broken below the wave 1 low there at 43.35. I haven't updated this Fibonacci time spiral. Again, we had a spiral date of the 20th, so we're looking in that window from the 20th to the 26th. Obviously today is the 25th and we have a lower low, but we'll get into that in a little more detail a little bit later here. Let's move on to the ES. Again, this is the EMini Futures, and here is that same Fibonacci time zone, which shows 1 down on August 18th, the 1.000 from the July 27th high. We've got a wave 2 high here on September 1 on the 1.618, and again the September 26th time spiral is the 2.618 Fibonacci extension. Those targets are 43.10 for this wave 3 with a circle around it. That's 1.000. Let me make that bigger so it matches up. There we go. The 43.32 is the 1.272. The 41.91. Let me change that a little bit. Bring these up so they match. That's better. There we go. 41.91 is the 1.414, and 41.3250 is the 1.618. Since this is a third wave, I wouldn't be surprised if this wave 3 of 3 catches a 1.618 or even more. Let me just peek down here. Is it? Yeah, 2.618 is down there at 38.45. Okay, we'll see how that plays out. And let's get into the ES hourly. Again, that same Fibonacci time spiral. I haven't updated yet this morning, but from the let's make this full screen. It's a little crowded here. We got a lot of targets and triggers and all that. But from that July 27th wave B, which is a second wave high, we have a 1 down into 818. We have a 2 up into September 1. Then we have a 1 down, a 2 up. Back then we had downside and upside triggers. The upside triggers were not attained, but the downside trigger, as you can see, was, and it gave us these targets here, which The target was 43.80 for the 1.618. We hit 43.66 back here for the wave 3 with the parentheses. This 4 was nothing, okay? It either was nothing or this 3 is even extending further, okay? Third waves, especially third of third waves, can take on any multiple they choose. It is usually at least a 1.618, if not a 2.618 or 3.618 or 4.618. So we'll have to keep watching this unfold. It's a bear market, as we always say with our subscribers, for decades, and surprises in a bear market are always to the downside. We have a lot of targets here. That 43.99 was the retracement. Let's open this up here and just see. I'm curious what it was. Okay, that's 45.66. That's pretty close, and that's pretty. It wasn't even a 382. Can we get the smaller? There we go. The 236. Yeah, it didn't even reach. Let me open that up for you guys. Didn't even reach the 236. So it could be that this third wave is even extending more. Let me remove that. Get back to the full screen here. Okay, so that trigger gave us targets for wave 3. Those have been attained, and now that 43.66 low, if this is 3, gave us further downside targets for wave 5. You can see them here. 42.8475 is 5 equals 1. We have 42.5375, 42.3750, and 42.14 for the 1.618. At the larger degree of trend from this B wave high, 1 with a circle around it, 2 with a circle around it. Wave 3 gains equality with wave 1 at 43.10. That should be achieved. And I don't know, I have them in the newsletter. We can get those further downside targets, okay? They may be on there, may be a little tough to see. There we go. That's 1. The 1.618 is 41.3250. So we'll see how far and how long this will go. Again, surprises should be to the downside. I wonder if we want to show, yeah, on a 10-minute from that September 1st high, we've got 1 in parentheses in blue, 2 in parentheses in blue. Then we've got wave 3 down here, which is a near perfect 1.618 extension. You can see the 1.618 is at 43.80, and it went a little lower. We have a little triangle here. Again, it's hard to slip fourth wave triangles past me. That's how I learned Elliott Wave, by default or by accident or by fate, if you will. And so 5 gains equality with 1. We're looking at the blue parentheses at 43.20. So it still has a little bit of ways to go to the downside. Okay, and this is again less than an hour before the cash market opens. Okay, let's get into our charts here. This is a little easier to see. This was this morning. We put out a little over an hour or so ago. Okay, wave 3 with a circle around it is in play, and we've got the wave 5 of 3 targets. As you can see, again, 1 with a circle down, 2 with a circle up, 3 gains equality with 1 at 43.10. There's the 2.618 at 42.66. There's an open gap at 42.98. That gap is not going to remain open. It should be close. I've said this before. Futures are open 23 hours a day. Close on Friday at 5 Central and open on Sunday night. So that's the only time that it's not open, other than 23 hours every day. But that gap should be closed. It's rare to have an open gap in the S&P futures contract. Anyway, this is the hourly with our Fibonacci time spiral there. I have to expand that out again. I haven't updated that yet because we're still in that zone between the 20th and the 26th. And here is that EMini Futures with the daily with those wave 3 targets. And again, the 43.10 seems to be the next target to the downside. And here is our Fibonacci time spiral. We've been doing 20 something plus years, 25 plus years. Okay, that pointed to September 20th, which is now a few trading days behind us, 2 or 3. And there's that time zone we're looking at, combining those two. Okay, again, that wave 4 up didn't even come close to a 382 retracement. Okay, and in wave 3, low of 43.66 was taken out to the downside. This is typical in third waves at multiple degrees of trend. The retracements are minuscule, and the extensions often take on more than a 1.618 multiple. Again, it's a bear market. Surprises will be to the downside. There's those wave 5 targets with the parentheses. You'll see them up here in the chart. There, wave 5 targets starting with the 42.8475. There they are there. Also, to find this low, which is upcoming, okay, in order of preference, we always go with wave pattern, and wave pattern suggests these third waves at least 2 degrees of trend haven't bottomed yet. And in wave price, you see our price up there, and in wave time is third. When they all marry, if you will, pattern, price, and time, it's a beautiful thing. But time is the third most important as order of preference here, okay? But pattern suggests more, price suggests more, time, we're in that time zone. We'll see what happened, okay? The way pattern suggests wave 3 with a circle around it is not yet complete, and this third wave could possibly stretch further to the downside, and that is this 3 right here. It went past the 1.618, but this could still be developing at that degree of trend. Is there anything else I want to show you guys? Yeah, that's the new downside trigger, the 43.66. There's those targets there, where 3 equals 1 with a circle around it. There's that open gap we've been talking about, and there's the 2.618, those targets there. Make or breaks, where is it wrong? We always ask ourselves that. It's these second wave highs at 3 different degrees of trend, the 45.66, okay? That's that 2 with the parentheses over it on September 14th. That needs to hold for the count to remain valid. Beyond that, at the next degree of trend, this 2 with a circle around it is the 45.9750. That needs to hold, and then ultimately at the largest degree of trend, the B wave high on July 27th of 46.85 should hold. So we've got a lot of room to the upside for this to stay intact, okay, if you will. There we go, and there are the multiple degrees of trend second waves. We're looking for this thing to bottom in this time zone. As we know, tomorrow is September 26th, but we'll take pattern and price over time every time, okay? There's the higher degree of trend, wave 3 down targets there. Think that should do it, and that's the summary right there. Again, we remain in SRM, sell rally mode. The rallies are short, as you just saw the last one, that little 43.99 bump up. Where is that at? That is right there. That was not even a 236, okay? So we remain in sell rally mode, and there's those wave 3 targets at the higher degree of trend. Okay, I think that should be it. Again, we've kept this up for weeks, if not a month or more, the open exhaustion gap at 42.98. Let me see if I can find that on here. Let's see. I think it was, let's see, let's get into the hourly. Let's see. Well, that's the, I'd have to go to the other chart, the continuous monthly. I don't know if it'll show in the December contract. So I think it was back in May or June. It's been a couple months. Anyway, let's leave you guys with this here, okay? The daily chart, that's what's going on. We'll see if we can hit this 43.10 in the very near future, like the next day or so. And until next time, take care, everyone.